Basically, we need to see differences between hash map and hash table. This is another very important concept. So the difference between hash map and hash table, so is both are going to store data in key and value format. So both are using hashing technique only to store unique keys with reference as a value. So hash map is a non-synchronized and it is not thread safe, so can't be shared between many threads. Without proper synchronization code, you cannot share that. That's the hash map objects you cannot share between multiple threads. Hash table is synchronized. It is thread safe, can be shared with many threads. A simple say hash map is non-synchronized, hash table is synchronized. And second point, hash map allows one null key and multiple null values. One null key, multiple null values. Hash table doesn't allow any null key or null value. Hash table doesn't allow any null key or null value. So hash map is a new class introduced in JDK 1.2 and hash table is a legacy class. That means from the beginning it is there. Hash map is fast, hash table is slow. So how can you make the hash map as a synchronized? So you can call the method synchronized map method in the collections class. There is a collections utility class which has all static methods. Which has all static methods. You can call the synchronized map and pass the hash map. That will be synchronized. You can convert non-synchronized to synchronized using this synchronized map method. And hash table is by default synchronized. So you cannot unsynchronize that. So hash map is traversed by iterator interface. Hash table is traversed by enumerator and iterator both. So iterator in hash map is a fail fast. Enumerator is not fail fast. Hash map inherits the abstract map class. Hash table inherits a dictionary class. So this is the famous interview question. So that's why we included this. Please go through this hash map and hash table so differences. Now, how can you sort the collections? Basically list collection, right? Set collection you can sort using tree set class. But how can you sort string objects, wrapper class objects, user defined class objects is? So there is a sort method in the collections class, or even list also. So you can sort the list collections using sort method. So another one, comparable interface, comparator interface. This is another interview question. What is the difference between comparable and comparator interfaces? So basically comparable interface is used to order the objects of user-defined class. This interface is found in java.lang package and contains only one method compared to method. Basically, it provides a single sorting sequence only. It provides single sorting sequence. That means only one element based you can sort. So either it can be a data member base or anything. So single data member only you can sort. For example, if you take a student class, you can sort student objects either by roll number or name or age, anything else. That's how you can sort. Here you can use a compare to method. Compare to method we have seen in the string class, right? But here also you can use comparable interface inside also compare to method is there. So basically you can compare the given object with the other object, current object with the specified object. You can compare current object with this specified object. So it returns a positive integer if the current object is greater than the specified object. If it returns a negative integer if the current object is less than specified object. It returns 0 if both are same. If current object is equal to the specified object. That's the comparable interface. So there is a comparator interface. A comparator interface is used to order the objects of user-defined class. So it is found in java.util package, this interface, and it contains two methods. One is compare method and equals methods. Basically, comparator interface provides multiple sorting sequences. You can sort the elements on the basis of any data member, for example, roll number, name, age, anything else like that. So multiple object base you can sort it. That's the comparator interface. So collections class we'll discuss. This is the all methods are static methods. That's why if a class has all methods static methods, that class is called utility class. So that's the collections class, utility class. So this sort method is available in this collections class. Then what is the difference between comparable and comparator? So comparable provides a single sorting sequence. So we can sort the collection on the basis of single element, either by ID or name or price. That's how you can, based on the parameters, and basically the data members, the variables you will declare, right? Any one variable base you can sort it. That's a single sorting sequence means. That's a comparable. Comparator provides a multiple sorting sequence. So we can sort the collection on the basis of multiple elements, either by ID, name, and price. Comparable affects the original class. The actual class is modified here in the comparable when you are writing a logic for sorting. Comparator doesn't affect the original class, so the actual class is not modified in the comparator. Comparable provides compare to method, and a comparator provides compare method to sort the elements. Comparable is present in the java.lang package. Comparator is available in java.util package. So we can sort the list of elements. So using collections.sort, and we can pass the list name, which list you want to sort. You can sort. We can sort the list of elements comparator type by collections.sort list, and you have to give comparator type. That is the how you can start comparator interfaces. Then what is the difference between array list and vector? We have seen array list, linked list. Now array list and vector differences also, let's consider. Array list is non-synchronized, vector is synchronized. That's the first unique difference. Array list increments 50% of current array size if the number of elements exceeds from its capacity. Vector increments 100%, means that double the size of array size if the total number of elements exceeds then its capacity. So that's the collections is automatically it will enlarge and collapse. So that's the advantage with collections. ArrayList is not a legacy class. It is introduced in JDK 1.2. Vector is a legacy class. ArrayList is very fast because it's a non-synchronized. Vector is slow because it is a synchronized. So ArrayList can be iterated using iterator, and vector can use iterator or enumerator. Both can be used to iterate the vector elements. So that's another difference. And so what is the difference between collection and collections? This is another common interview question here. Collection is an interface, but collections is a class in Java. Don't confuse, both are not same. Collection, collections, both are different. Collection is an interface. Collections is a class. Collection is a base interface. Collections is a utility class. Collection define methods that are used for data structures that contain the objects. Collections define the methods that are used for operations like accessing, finding. On the collection, you want to do some operations, you can use collections methods. Collection interface has only abstract methods, but collections class consists of only static methods. So which are used for performing operations on the collection. That is the difference between collection and collections. So what is the difference between arrays and collection? What is the difference between arrays and collection? So arrays are fixed in size. You already know, we discussed that. But collections are dynamic in size. With respect to memory, arrays are not good to use. But with respect to memory, collections are better to use. With respect to performance, arrays are good. And with respect to performance, collections are not good to use. Arrays can hold only homogeneous elements, but collections can hold both homogeneous and heterogeneous elements. So why homogeneous we are calling? Homogeneous, one type of data, right? Only can be stored in the arrays. But in the collections, you can store, say, it's one type of data or mix of data. So that's a main difference. Arrays don't have ready-made methods, but collections have ready-made methods. So which helps us more user-friendly to operate on the collections. Arrays can hold both the primitive and wrapper objects, but collections can hold only objects. So class cast exception occurs in collection, but not in arrays. So because if you use generics, then you won't face that. So we have iterators for going through the collection, but we don't have any iterators for arrays. You have to use for each loop or for loop. So Java returns arrays rather than collection most of the operations due to performance issues. And so at least a few differences. If you can list out, that's good enough in the interview. Okay. The last theory part for the entire Java. So properties class. I already introduced properties class in one of the JDBC example, JDBC program time, and we stored the username and passwords in a key value format. We said that. So I don't know how many of you remembered, but so let me give you what is meant by properties class. So properties is a class in java.util package, which contains key value pair in string format only. Both are strings only. There is no other type of data you can store in the properties file. So why you need this class? So this class can be used to get the property value based on the property key. So it is a subclass of HashTable class, and the properties class provide methods to get the data from the properties file and store data into properties file. So what is the main purpose? To get the data from properties file, to store the data in the properties file. If you want to do that, then this properties class can help you. So why do people will use properties file? So in our automation, people will use this properties file. People will use this properties file. So the advantage of using properties file in your framework is, so recompilation is not required. And also maintenance is very easy. So when you change some properties, you don't need to modify in the test cases or test classes. That's advantage. So that's the main advantage why properties file is used. There are constructors of properties class. So there are two constructors, default constructor, parameterized constructor. And what are the methods which are important? So we have a load method. For load method, you have to pass reader object. You have a load method. You have input stream object you have to pass. So what you call this? Which OOPS concept is this? Which OOPS concept is this? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello. Yeah,
Yeah,
I can hear. We can hear you.
okay. So which OOPS concept is this? Nobody knows?
This is method overloading.
Yeah, you're right. Absolutely, you're right. Method overloading, right? A class can contain multiple methods with the same name, but different parameters. That's why this is a method overloading concept. Very good, Swati. Okay. So then we have a get property. This also overloaded. So this is a return type method. Public string get property, string key, public string get property string key, comma string default value. So here, if you give the key which returns a value, so what key is stored? Value, that value it will return for you with a get property. That's a get property means. So there is a one more set property. You can set the value in the property file. Like you have to give key and value. So this key value pair will go and set in the properties file. If you want to set, you need to use set property. After set property, you have to call write method, store method. So you have to give writer object and which file you are writing that writer object, and the comment you can give that comment also. So this is also overloaded here. You can see that. So these are the methods widely used, but get property is the one you will use mostly, and load method. So load method will load all the properties file objects. So that purpose you will use a load method. Okay. So that's all. And I'll show you how to create a properties file and how to access them. We'll see that. And how to store the key value pair. Then last one, let's go and discuss what is the difference between collections and streams. Streams is another very important topic, but so a bit complex, that one. You should have an idea of the functional interface concept, lambda expressions. So you should know that before if you want to work with the streams. Okay, so nobody asked you about streams, but I'm just giving very high level. So collections are mainly used to store and group the data. That's a collections. Streams are mainly used to perform operations on the data. Directly you can perform. You should have a collection. On the collection, you can perform the operations with the streams concept. So you can add or remove elements from the collections. With the streams, you cannot add or remove elements from the streams. So collection have to be iterated externally, but streams are internally iterated. You don't need a separate iterator. Or there are methods for iteration. Collections can be traversed multiple times. Streams are traversable only once. Collections are eagerly constructed. Example is list to set to map collections. Streams are lazily constructed, filtering, mapping, matching, all this. So when you're iterating data, you can do some data manipulation with these streams. So that's the about collections and streams. Let's go and discuss about map programs. Then I'll show you properties class, how to use those things. So we'll finish this today, this entire thing, so that Monday onwards we can start Selenium. So we have only programs, and then we can finish these programs. Again, I'm going to write some string methods in the map. So map demo. See, I'm creating a map. Key is a string and value is a double. Basically, I want to store product details. So product name or product price. Price can be a double, right? That's why my map key data type is a string. Value data type is a double wrapper class. You should not write a primitive data type. You should write a wrapper class name to represent the double data. because it's objects. See, left-hand side generics, even right-hand side also generic. That is a new hash map. So interface, generic types, a product map equal to new hash map string double. Now here, so you find the product map dot size. It will give you a number of entries in this map. So you can print the map also directly. Insert the entry into the map using put method. Insert the entry into the map using put method. So product map dot put. So this is the key and value. Samsung, and so I'm giving a price. iPhone 14 Pro price. And see, all you're inserting this one, router, headset, MacBook. So these are how many entries we did? One entry. Key value pair is called one entry. Another key value pair, second entry. Another key value pair, third entry. Another key value pair, fourth entry. Another key value pair is called fifth entry. So that means total 5 entries are there in the map. So it will print. So which order it will print? It will print in the same order. You inserted first Samsung, iPhone, router, this. So I told you hash map is not ordered. So it's unordered. So that means you won't get the insertion order. So it randomly, you know how hash map internally works. We discussed yesterday on what basis it will store, how it will go to which bucket index it will go. We have seen that. So that's the how they will, based on that order, it will list for you the map file. I want to fetch the iPhone price. How can you fetch? So there is a method get of key. Key is a iPhone 14 Pro key, and you call map name product map dot get of iPhone 14 Pro. So this is the key name I am giving so that I'll get a value. So that's how to fetch the any value from the map based on the key. Such particular key is present in the map. So you can use contains key method. So boolean b equal to product map dot contains key headset. Headset is present in the map. Yes. So you will get a true here. So you can search the value. So this value is contains value method is there. So for searching the key, you have a contains key. For searching the value, you have a contains value. So do we have 1,25,000? So is there or not? You can see, yeah, here it is. So you will get a true here also. Then how can you remove the entry from the map? Using remove of key. So remove method will remove the entire entry. So product map dot remove and give the key. So this entire entry will be removed from the map. So then get the product size and print that. Fetch all the keys from the map using key set method. So which returns a set collection and key data type is a string and key set collection equal to map dot key set method. So the return type I am writing set string is the return type, collection name variable, and map dot key set method. Then iterator, I am using iterator to iterate this collection. So iterator string it equal to key set collection dot iterator method. While it dot has next, so system dot out dot println it dot next. So you can get the value from this it variable. That's a it dot next. Okay, next entry set. entry set method. Set map.entry string double entry set collection product map dot entry set. Product map dot entry set. So you can get all the entries into this collection, set collection. See set, but this is the data type. So the data type of generic type. Generic type of this entry set method, generic type is map.entry. Key data type is a string, a double. So iterate. So I'm showing either you can use to iterate the collection, either iterator or for each loop. So set collection you can iterate only by iterator interface or for each loop. So you cannot use other concepts. So set map.entry and entry set collection for, see this is the data type first we need to write, right? That's why I'm writing data type. Map.entry string double. So ent colon, the variable name, data type we have written. Now variable name, right? Colon, a collection name. So entry set collection is the collection. Now how can you get each entry name? So ent dot get key, ent dot get value. So map.entry contains this get key and get value, right? You want to know key name. You call on this variable get key method. You call on this variable get value method to get the value of that entry. So that means each entry, this is the one entry. So here all entries are stored here. Each entry key name value I'm fetching with the get key and get value methods. So that's the total. Let's run this program. See this. First it was empty. In the curly bracket it is showing, but normal list to set collection will show in the square brackets, but map will show in the square bracket, curly brackets. So the size is 5. See, here we inserted Samsung, but which one is showing first? Headset is showing. Then Samsung is showing. Then router. Then iPhone 14 Pro. Then MacBook. Map iPhone 14 Pro price, we got it. So, and you remove one entry, then that will be router is removed. The router is not available. Then you can see it is printing only keys. So then we are printing, see, headset and that value. Samsung, that value. iPhone, that value. MacBook, value. So this is the how you can iterate. Main methods are, so put method, get method, key set method, entry set method. These are very, very important. And contains key. We are going to use contains key also in the coming programs also. Okay. Any questions here? Please practice all these methods. And I have given the programs also. Go and refer in this here. So here you have all the programs. So this is the program we'll do now. So how to find the occurrence of each character in a given string. So understand here. So you give a string. In that string, each character, how many times it is occurring? Then can you tell me what is the key data type and value data type? So you need to get each key and how many times it is occurring. So then what is the key data type and value data type?
Key is string and word, right? So value is integer.
Value correct, but key string means how can you get each character? I'm saying.
Okay. Okay. It's a
See,
character
yeah.
type.
So each character, see, occurrence of each character. That means you have to find out. Okay, for example, you take a Java. So in the Java, J how many times occurring, A how many times occurring, V how many times occurring. You have to print in key value fair format, right?
Mhm.
So that's why key data type is a character. Wrapper class name you have to write, and value data type you have to write. Integer wrapper class you have to write. So let's go and see that program. And again, I'm going to use all map programs and a string class methods. How can you convert a string into character array?
Two carrier, right? See?
Excellent. 2-char array. You're right. 2-char array. Okay, so let's go and see that programs, all map interview programs, very important. You can see here, I'm making this function as a return type method. Private, static, map, character and integer, and print occurrence of each character in this given string. So first create the map. So map character integer hm equal to new linked hash map I'm creating, or you hash map also you can create. Second step, convert the string into character array using